tape, index, or Rolodex cards. The possibilities seem endless. It's Ephemera Day 14, and this is your daily inspiration for Junk Journal Ephemera in December. And as you know, this is a collaboration with the wonderful Luise Heinzl, and this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. I just feel like I said that in a really weird way, but we'll just go with that. So in case you're not familiar with what exactly are index and Rolodex cards and what is the difference, index cards are just rectangular cards made out of cardstock that have lines on them to take notes on. They come in all shapes and sizes and colors, very versatile. Whereas Rolodex cards are cards that have these notches to fit into a Rolodex. Now, Rolodex can look all kinds of different ways, but the one thing they have in common are the way these holes are spaced. Or no matter what height your Rolodex cards, it is always going to have a similar width, and the holes are going to be exactly in the same place so that you can fit them in one of these Rolodex holders. These are actually quite easy to make, and all you need for that will be a pencil, scissors, a regular round hole punch, and a ruler. But let's quickly check what Mr. Haribo has to offer today. It's a bag of regular gummy bears. If you're going to make a Rolodex card for your junk journal and you don't care about putting it into an actual Rolodex, then you are, of course, very flexible with the width and the height of your card and even the spacing of the holes. But let's just keep the spacing of the holes so that it has the true Rolodex card feeling. So the first one I'm going to make out of this scrap of a file folder, and I don't care about the width. This is a little more narrow than the actual width, but I will give you the measurement of the width if you want to actually put them into your Rolodex. It would have to be either 4 inches or 10.2 centimeters. You can either just cut it with scissors, but I'm just going to use my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim this without even measuring, just to look something like this. If you want to know, this is about 6.5 centimeters, which is about 2.5 inches, but it's really quite irrelevant. And then to make the holes, we do have to measure, unfortunately, but just once, and then we have a template that we can use for the rest. So we just have to do this once. So I'll do this in inches. So my card is almost 4 inches. So that means the middle is, let's say, almost 2 inches. I'm not going to be super exact now. So this is my middle. And then the spacing between the holes from the middle of the hole to the middle of the hole measures exactly 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. So that means if we have the center here now, I have to go out 1/2 inch from the middle line to get my inch. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to erase the middle line to not be confused. Okay, so this is the center of my 2 holes. And now to figure out how high the holes need to be, the top of the hole is at exactly 1/2 inch or 1.2 centimeters. So I will just measure 1/2 inch. And again, 1/2 inch so that I can connect these. Okay, we're done with all the measuring. So now I just take my hole punch, and then I'm going to punch a hole touching this top line from the bottom and making sure that my center mark is right in the middle of the hole like this. So I punch that. And I do that on the other side as well, making sure that my middle line is right in the center of my hole. Like that. And now we need the holes to be longer, so we'll just punch a bit out more from the bottom. Like this, to just make the hole an oval. Do the same thing here. So now we have these two oval holes. And then we just take our scissors and we cut a piece out from the bottom. Oh, this is probably a little bit too narrow. Like that. And now if we hold this over the holes of the real original index card, you see they match exactly. So this card in theory would fit into a Rolodex holder. I've seen some crafters collect these in a Rolodex holder and then just decorate them. That looks so cute when you can just flip through all of these decorated Rolodex cards. So now if we want to make another index card, let's say we want to make one out of this small scrap, we just place our template right in the center of it so that these two holes are in the center. And we trace what we just punched out like this. And we just punch it out like we did before. So we really just have to go through that trouble once. And now these match up. Something else we can do, which I think is fun, is to add a tab on top. So you can either do that with an envelope punch board if you have one. So I would just put it somewhere pretty much randomly, punch it. So now we have this notch. And then we just move it depending on how wide we want our tab to be. Since this is a small piece, I don't want my tab to be too large. And then we have this. And then we just take our ruler and we set it right where the bottom of these two dips are to connect those. And we just draw a line from the outside to my tab, and same thing here. So now I have this, and now all I need to do is cut these two outer parts off. And now we have an adorable little card with a tab. If you don't have an envelope punch board, maybe you have a real file folder that has a tab that you could just trace. And if you don't have that, you could either just draw it by hand, or we can of course add a tab like this, for example. Maybe you know where these are from or where to get them. Maybe you do, I don't know. Hint, hint. So we could just add one like that, and that would be super cute as well. So once we've made a few, we can start playing with them. And the possibilities for decorating these are really endless. It's just another background to throw anything on that you want to. So let's try a few different things maybe. Let's start off with one of these. Let's add some coffee so that can dry while we work on the others. Put it on both sides because you never know how you're going to use the cards, or at least I have no idea. In the meantime, let's take another one, and as a background, why don't we use a napkin? Let's see, maybe I should decide first which way I want up. They don't always have to be like this. You could have them like this, you could have them sideways even to be a tuck spot maybe. Why don't we try that? So we could either do something like this. That would be super cute, and I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'll just put a paper underneath, and then I'll cover the whole card with glue stick. Again, use Mod Podge if that's your preference. Want to be sure to cover the whole card. Don't want any bubbles. And then I will actually take this off this paper because this paper now is sticky. I don't want my napkin to stick to that paper. Then I'll just add this on top. Make sure it is stuck down well and has no wrinkles. Then I'll just cut around this. And then we can just punch out these holes again. And cut along. That, of course, is an advantage when you make your own holes here, because if you have the square ones, you cannot get the same shape again if you don't have a tool for that. But this way we get exactly the same shape by just doing the exactly same thing. We can even round the corners. Then we have the tape element. So for me, washi tape is the most logical. And I think these two colors would work really well on this card. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just add one strip first with this green. Maybe I need to first decide which sentiment, because I want to add a sentiment. You can find these in my shop. I will link them for you below. I kind of want a shorter one. So maybe we take the Make a Wish, I think works well for this card. So that helps me decide how long this strip should be. Maybe I'll make it go around the card. Like here. And then just put this around. And then I want some of this beautiful gold, which was a present from lovely Honey. Thank you again, Honey. I love this so much. It's so cool because it's so textured. You see that? And then I'm thinking to put it like this. And then to glue that sentiment on top. Like that. And then I'm going to take my beloved Mr. Van Gogh. Have you missed him? 803 deep gold watercolor. And I'm going to edge my card with that. It's such a beautiful, rich gold. You could do this with a paintbrush, obviously. I'm just using my hands because it's easy. Because my hands are right there, I don't have to go get them. And then I will add a few drops of my coffee as well. This is what happens when you forget to cover your sentiment before you spray something on it. It's okay, it's still readable. And lastly, I'm going to add some black splatters as well. Not too many. That's enough. Okay, so that's our first Rolodex card done. Let's try one of these made from the file folder. For this one, I want to do something with scraps. So maybe we take some of this beautiful paper that we've used to make our tuck spots. And maybe some of this beautiful deli paper from Jelly Printing. So I'm trying to use some of the same elements I've already used so that they go together in a junk journal. It would make sense for me to figure out maybe what the focal point is going to be, but I don't know yet. This here is wallpaper that I've just made a ruffle out of. Ooh, some handwritten text. I always love that so much. This is too bulky. I don't like this. This is some more of Honey's beautiful paper. I'm gonna be so sad when that is gone. A pop of color. I'm feeling now like it would be really helpful to know what I'm gonna put as focal point, because now I'm struggling because I don't know what to add. This is also beautiful shiny wallpaper. I might keep that on the side. I love these strips of just some sewing. Always good for collages. Okay, I need to figure out what my focal point is to be able to move on. I shouldn't forget we have the washi tape element, so I need to add some of that as well. And then I think I'm just going to be lazy and add one of these embellishments that I've made previously. I will again link the video in which I made these for you below. I do like the idea of something sticking out from the card. But you know what's bothering me? I don't think I like this dark color around it because it doesn't make the scraps come out enough and the embellishment. So what I will do is I will first cover the card with book page and then we'll start over. So I'm gonna put glue all over this, stick it on a dictionary page. I'm making sure all of my corners are stuck down well. And then I'll punch out the holes again. And then I lost quite a bit of footage in between. I apologize. So at this stage, I had added some gesso on top of the book page, and then I distressed it a little bit with my vintage photo, and then I added all my collage elements, including another gear as my urban element. So once everything is glued down, let's ink up the edges. And lastly, this one gets some gold splatters. So there's our Rolodex card number 2. And then this is the one we sprayed with coffee. Two sides look very different. This is the side that was on top when it dried, and this is the one that was on the bottom. I think I prefer this one. This one is a bit too much for me for a collage. I think it would be too distracting as a background. This one here is a bit softer. And I thought I would try to combine a butterfly and a plant element or shrub element. The shrubs here are again a digital of mine, and I think you deserve another discount. So if you use the discount code DEPHEMEREMBER shrubs, you will get minus 50% on this digital, and it will be valid from today, December 14th, for 1 week until December 21st, end of the day, so midnight Central European time. So let's see which one might work with which. I kind of like the yellow. And I will also link butterflies for you below. These are not all from my printable. They're a mix, but some of them are. I think this one is from my printable, and I think this one as well. I'm such a sucker for this gold yellow. Okay, what will go with that? I don't think I want to pair red with the yellow. But these berries might work. These are too tall. Oh, these might be cute. So that would work. Or we have these wine ones. Nope, I think I prefer these. We also have these. Nope. Okay, I like these. Do I want to keep the torn edge? Yeah, why not? So I'll just ink around this one, and then we need to add a few more elements, and we need to add the washi tape. For my urban element, I could add one of these tickets that we made in a previous prompt. I have this beautiful calendar washi. This one was gifted to me, so I don't have a link for you for that. I don't know the brand either, unfortunately. Ah, that's a beautiful accent here. You can also use a piece of this beige grid washi. I'm happy for this prompt because I always forget to use my washi, and I love my washi so much. And I know I should use it more. Everything is glued down, and I have inked up the edges of the Rolodex card. And now I want to add one of my tabs. So again, if you don't know where to get these, you might want to check out previous episodes. Just saying. I chose this one, of course, because it has some yellow in it. And then I want to stamp a number up here. I'm going to use a number here from this amazing stamp set. This is the Field Notes CMS 396. This is the one I was gifted from Debbie. And I will take this one here that has these figure 1, 2, and 3, and I just want one of these. So I'm going to stamp that on this little scrap. If you have number stamps or like this roller stamp or the clickable alphabet stamps that I have, you could also just stamp numbers randomly on a piece of scrap as well. So these are my end results. 3 different kinds of index cards. I hope there was something in there for you to take away. And since all my gummy bears are eaten, this is going to be the end of the video. Go make some Rolodex cards or index cards. And as always, I'm super curious to see what Luise made with these. Hope to see you back here tomorrow for December 15th. Time is racing. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.